The original Teen Titans cartoon was such a banger with an extremely likable cast of main characters and some episodes comprising of two off-members of the group getting into a fight and resolving that at the end of the episode, like the time when Robin and Cyborg got into a fight and Cyborg left the team because they were trying to do a team attack and they mess it up and everyone was not doing as good as fighting crime since they were all distraught, but then he comes back at the nick of time so Robin and Cyborg forgives each other and nails the team attack, but not all episodes end happily. Just to go back to the status quo, like time when Robin takes the mantle of Red X to do some crimes unbeknownst to the team so he could get closer to Slade to understand his motives and for the chance to take him down by gaining his trust first, but it all goes wrong when after Robin got the things Slade wanted him to get he reveals that Robin didn't had Slade fooled for a second, and what's worse, he compromised his friend's trust in him, so when another person steals the suit Robin wore when he betrayed the Titans, we get a really funny scene where everyone is sus. First Starfire starts poking him to check if he's a hologram, and then Cyborg was going to check Robin for batteries when Beast Boy mentioned that he might be a robot, so Robin tells the team that he really regret what he did, and this back when he was way too obsessed with stopping Slade. And speaking of Slade, after Slade's plan of forcing Robin to become his apprentice by threatening his friends by infecting their cells or something got foiled when Robin went all, if I can't have my friends you can't have your apprentice, so after this Slade finds Tera, this girl that has powers where she can control rocks, so basically an earthbender, and Slade straight up gaslights and manipulates her to betray her new friends the Teen Titans by playing into her insecurities by telling her stuff like they don't really care about you, they're just going to betray you, that is the only one that can help her control her powers, but Tera really isn't off the hook either. Like sure, she has insecurities about her not being able to control her powers, but that didn't justify how she straight up betrayed the Titans who was only nice to her, and she left due to a misunderstanding when Robin figured out that she had trouble controlling her powers after she made Beast Boy promise her not to tell anyone, which he never did. Robin just figured it out, so it's because of this she went to Slade and becomes evil and tries to kill the Titans. Also the Titans, even when Tera was trying to kill them, was trying to get through to her with like Robin telling Tera that he made a mistake working for Slade at one point, but that was a mistake, but Tera didn't listen to what any of them had to say and she seemingly kills them, but we see at the end of that episode the Titans surviving and they took her attempt at murdering him personally and comes back without anything else to say to her, and they start treating her just like any other villain, so they make her retreat back to Slade, so Slade tells her if she doesn't go back to fight them he'll just control her using the suit he gave her, so Beast Boy tracks her down and Tera tells him to destroy her before Slade takes control of her, so Slade takes control and Beast Boy tells Tera to not to let Slade control her anymore, so she tells him that she didn't have a choice, so Beast Boy tells her that's a lie, you always had a choice, you chose to work for Slade, chose betray us, and now you chose to give him control, and then the rest of the team shows up and we get a really tense scene of the Titans telling her not to kill Beast Boy and Slade telling her to kill him, so Tera tells Beast Boy sorry for everything she did and finally regains control and attacks Slade with everything she's got, and she activates a volcano when she attacked him killing Slade, and it was going to destroy the city, so she had Stay to turn the lava into stone and her along with it saving the city and dying as a hero. So the next arc starts with Raven having nightmares about this demon saying she's the key to release him to the world, so to release himself he resurrects Slade, and the Titans are all like ain't no way, why is he back, and Slade has this S on his forehead now and he has fire powers, and he tells the Titans that he's here for Raven, that Raven's the key to bring her dad Trigon to this world, and that Slade came back as his proxy to do that. So after Trigon is released Slade goes to get back something and Robin goes to get Raven back, since after Raven brought back Trigon nobody knows where she is, so both Robin and Slade actually calls a truce for now since Trigon turned the world into a hellscape and they're both trying to find something or someone, so they go to this gate guarded by this double conjoined axe welding demon and they murk him. So after this Slade finds his skin and Robin finds Raven as a kid, presumably since she used all her power to bring back Trigon, so Robin was taking her out of there while he was reminding her who she is until Trigon attacked him again and Robin gets hit and goes unconscious, so Raven steps up to protect him and Trigon tells her that she cannot defeat him, he created her and what hope can a mere child could have of defeating her own powerful father, and Raven attacked back by saying you may have created me but you were never my father, fathers are kind, protect you and raise you. She tells him that she was protected by the monks of Azeroth, she was raised by her friends, they are her family, this is her home and you Trigon are not welcome here, and she defeats Trigon with her newfound resolve which amplified her powers and finally put an end to his reign of terror. But since Slade is back now we never really see him take on the Titans by himself again in the story despite now being alive and having new powers, but then again maybe he lost his powers now that Trigon is gone. But speaking of Slade, let's talk about one other thing he did before the Trigon arc, which is that he allied himself with the Hive, an evil organization which the leader Brother Blood teaches / trains everyone there. He's also mind controlling everyone there to an extent, we see this when their eyes glow red, but when it doesn't glow red it seems like everyone has their own autonomy, so since it's such a big organization and also only 3 of them at one point beat the whole team, at one point they send Cyborg to infiltrate the Hive with this disguised as a normal person who can turn into a rock body, so he called himself Stone, but Brother Blood figures him out and offers Cyborg that if he works for him he could change Cyborg back into a human, and it really seemed like he was considering it because before this episode we got to, despite Cyborg being the funniest characters in the show with his catchphrase "Booyah" and joking around with Beast Boy and everyone. He does feel bad sometimes that he's half robot, so the rest of the team goes to Brother Blood's academy since Cyborg is taking so long in his mission. But when they get there, they see that Cyborg leading the hive and they capture the Titans, and it seemed like Brother Blood is mind controlling Cyborg as well. But when Brother Blood gives Cyborg a machine he was working on that will amplify Cyborg's sonic cannon, it looked like he was going to use it on the team until he said "Sice" and used it on Brother Blood, forcing him to retreat. So after this, Cyborg explained to the team that he was playing Brother Blood so he would trust him enough to give him the weapon that he was working on, and that he wasn't able to mind control Cyborg since his brain is half robot. So the next time we see Brother Blood, I guess he took the whole not being able to mind control Cyborg since he's half robot statement a bit too personally, because he turns himself into a Cyborg and makes robot minions based on Cyborg. Also he's mind controlling the Titan East, who are Aqualad, Speedy, Moss and Manos and Bumblebee. And speaking of Bumblebee, when we first meet her when Cyborg was infiltrating the hive, Cyborg asks her why Brother Blood wasn't able to mind control her back then, and she just tells him there's not a man alive who can tell her what to do, which didn't get elaborated on any further, and now he is able to mind control her, I guess turning himself into a cyborg buffed his mind controlling powers too. So using the Titan East, he manages to convince Cyborg to stay as their leader, unbeknownst to Cyborg that this is all Brother Blood plan to capture Cyborg, and so he can find out what makes him tick. He says this after he made the Titan East capture Cyborg, and he was frustratingly ripping up Cyborg, saying that he combed through his blueprints, combed through his armor, and still he can't find what makes him resist. Then Cyborg tells him that it's not in the circuitry, it's not the machine that resists you, it's him, his spirit, and that's the part that he can't break, and he doesn't need Brother Blood to make him a man, in reference to when he offered to turn him back to a normal person because he's already one, and then he absorbs the robots, which doesn't make any sense how he did that. I guess the power of believing in himself and accepting himself, I guess. And then he finally beats Brother Blood for good and saves the Titans from his clutches, finally putting an end to Cyborg's biggest foe. And speaking of brothers, you know what the opposite of a brother is? Sisters. And you know who has a sister? Starfire. Now Starfire's a Tamaranine, a powerful humanoid aliens with red hair and emerald eyes that can fly, has super strength and can fire energy projectiles, and has laser eyes. Now since she's new to Earth and Earth customs and things like that are really different to her home planet, she has a hard time understanding things like that, but despite this she really enjoys living on Earth anyway because her friends love and accepts her anyway. But her insecurities of not fitting in reached a boiling point when her sister Blackfire came in for a visit, gave Starfire a gift, and was immediately vibing with everyone, so they even ask Blackfire to become a part of the team, which makes Starfire feel replaceable, which wasn't the intention of anyone in the team to replace Starfire. So when Robin goes to confront Starfire about this, she gets captured by some aliens, so Robin and the team goes to save her, and when start to fight with said aliens they mention that they're cops and that Starfire stole something from them, but then Starfire mentions she never even went to the planet that the alien cops are from. But then Robin figures out that the gift Blackfire gave her was from that planet, so the space cops, or I guess you could call them the galactic enforcers, capture her, and the next time we meet her she goes from being a prisoner to the Queen of Tamaran, and she tells Starfire to marry this gross looking alien. She tells her that said alien landed his warships on Tamaran and intends to go to war if she doesn't marry him, so Starfire feels like she has no choice but to marry him for her people's sake. But then the Teen Titans goes to destroy all the ships covertly and finds out that it's all a setup, there was no army inside those ships, and Blackfire planned this whole thing so that she's get some powerful stone which amplifies her powers. Despite this, Starfire challenges Blackfire for the throne and wins, so she banishes Blackfire from Tamaran. And I can't play the clip, but I recommend you guys checking out Blackfire's reaction to getting banished. You can really hear the salt in her voice when she says, "Banished? Are you joking? Where am I supposed to live?" And we see in a chibi short that she ended up marrying that alien, ending the Blackfire arc. There's many more episodes that I could talk about, like the Troc episode being an allegory for racism, or the episode where Cyborg got isekai'd to an medieval world, but this video got long enough by just talking about my favorite arcs that the main characters had. So like, comment if you want to me make more Teen Titans videos or anything you guys want me to cover, and subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I do make any more videos. Also sorry I took so long to make this. You could really tell by how many characters I had to draw in the length of the video that this video took me the longest time to make yet. So let me know if you'd like to financially support me. I'll try to set something up if anyone is interested in helping me, because I don't really make any money by doing this yet, so the help would be appreciated, but of course nobody has to do that if you don't wanna. Okay, bye for now. Also follow me on Instagram, link in the description.